Hello there, Cancer. Welcome to your October 2023 reading. I'm Lou and I'm so glad you're here with me. Let's begin the reading with Green Tree Frog, Express Your Truth. So this month it is Libra season and Libra represents your fourth house. So this is the house that you rule. It's a very comfortable house for you to be in. It is the house where it's your natural home. So it is your house of your truth, where your truth resides, your true self. Now, the interesting thing about this month is it's also eclipse season and we're having an eclipse in that fourth house as well. This is the beginning of a new cycle of eclipses for the next 18 months, okay? So we had the first one in April this year in Aries, okay? That was in your 10th house. And then this month on October the 14th, we're going to have the solar eclipse in Libra in your fourth house. Now, you are ruled by the moon, and the moon also rules the fourth house. So what I'm trying to say is this eclipse cycle and this particular eclipse on the 14th is going to be very powerful for you. It's going to be a very powerful time in your life, okay? Now, this is building towards a climax, which will happen in April next year. So this is just a sneak peek, a little bit of a taster, so we know kind of the general theme of and the gist of what these eclipses are bringing, the underlying tone of what's going to be coming up next year. So this is going to be a powerful shift, a powerful change in your life. This can affect physically, it can affect your physical residence, it can affect your home environment, your family, the people who live in your home. And on an emotional level, it can affect your belief systems. It can affect your beliefs that come from childhood. It can affect your underlying emotional signature, your vibrational signature. So your state of being really is what is being shifted and addressed during this eclipse. So you can expect transformation, healing, and growth to occur this month, particularly around the middle of the month. There could be eclipses are a wild card, so this is pretty unpredictable. But whatever takes place, whatever takes shape in your life is going to help you to transform and grow and heal. Now, the interesting thing about the green tree frog is that it is a representation of that transformation, right? So the frog that it starts as an egg and turns into a tadpole and then becomes a frog. So we're looking at this transformation, and this month you may be really interested in looking at your own evolution and transformation through life from the very beginning to where you're at now, and the things that you've been through and how much you've achieved and how much you've grown and how much you've changed. And really reflecting on that this month would be a positive way to utilize this energy, reflecting on your growth, your expansion, your evolution, and projecting that forward in what's possible for you, Cancer, what you're capable of, and what could be the possible future, how you could channel this into the future. Now, the green tree frog also reminds you to look at your environment. Like I said, this could affect your physical residence. It could affect your home. So you're looking at your home life, what happens behind closed doors, the place that you feel most comfortable, the place where you go to relax. So having a look at that environment and how is that serving you or not serving you? You know, is there changes that can be made there to be more comfortable, to be more aligned with your dreams, with your goals, to be more so that you're more able to be efficient and to grow in this lifetime? You're coming into the reading as the Star. So that tells me that you have a lot of hope for the future. There may be something has happened in September even that has given you some hope, that has reignited your enthusiasm, your inspiration. Maybe you have been inspired by something to move towards a new goal, towards a new direction. Maybe there is ideas are bubbling at the surface. So we do move into Scorpio season at the end of the month, so on the 24th. we start Scorpio season. Mercury will move into Scorpio on the 22nd, and Mars will move into its rulership in Scorpio on the 12th. Now that is your 5th house. That represents your house of your own personal passion, your own personal unique skills and drive, and what lights you up. So there could be this burst of inspiration, particularly from the 12th of October onwards, that will help you to feel more excitement for and enthusiasm for life. The environment is giving you everything that you need to be successful, to make this happen, the Magician. So you have all the tools in your belt, in your toolkit. You know how to manifest the life that you want. You're being guided towards the life that you want. You're being guided towards it. With this expressing your truth, this can be literally with your words. The Magician is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury Mercury and the Magician is all about using our words to create reality, using our words as in casting spells that shape the energy around us to create the reality that we live in. Okay, so there's this possibility to be creating reality now, but also the environment is showing you the reality that you've already created. So it's showing you what you have already achieved, and you can make adjustments based on what you are observing. So Mercury just did a retrograde in Virgo, and that was from August the 24th until September the 16th. And so for the second half of September, we were in the post-retrograde shadow. Now, that happened in your 3rd house, which is the house that Mercury rules as well. So you have had a crash course in manifesting with your words and with your thoughts. Now, it would be really beneficial for you to go and watch my Mercury retrograde video. I did a video that tells you all about how to utilize a Mercury retrograde, and I did a tarot card reading for each zodiac sign. So that is going to help you this month to work with your environment, to help you to manifest and speak words that will help you to manifest the kind of environment you want to manifest, because this is what's available to you this month. The results of that Mercury retrograde as well, you'll start to see that in your environment, because as Mercury moves into Libra, which happens on the 5th of October, we can start to see, so the energy from that retrograde in Virgo will start to take shape in our lives. So this Magician card is here to tell you that what you're seeing in your environment is a reflection of that retrograde energy. And the universe needs you to, 3 of Wands, go for your dreams, go for your desires, okay? 3 of Wands is all about having your ships come in, having your desires, having your dreams, having your goals come to you, start to manifest in your reality. You're really seeing things move forward this month. This October is a time of initiation. It is a time when everybody's starting to see this fresh burst of energy. We've got some fresh new beginnings, fresh new cycles. We get to move forward, but you are seeing what the results of what you have been working on or have achieved in the past come through, and you're starting to see it manifest in your life. And no wonder you're feeling so hopeful and optimistic, because as you start to see these things come forward and come through, you can see what's possible, what's available to you, and you can start to do more and more of that, Cancer, more and more manifesting and more aligning your soul, aligning your state of being with what you're trying to create for yourself. We have the 7 of Wands and the High Priestess. So this is this intuitive work that you're doing, this internal work on your state of being. You have worked on with the Venus retrograde that happened in your 2nd house, and then the Mercury retrograde that's happened in your 3rd house, and now the eclipses in your 4th house. Is very personal work. So you've been working on your person, working on who you are at the very core of your being. Now this is going to continue, like I said, with these eclipses. It's going to continue in this work. And so as you're working on the core of who you are literally playing with and adjusting your state of being. Now, your state of being is what the law of attraction is, what the universe responds to. So as you make adjustments in your state of being, the universe makes adjustments in what it is delivering, and you are starting to see more and more new things being delivered because of your new state of being. This is the High Priestess, okay? The Seven of Wands is that reminder, that indicator to stay aligned with your truth, to keep expressing your truth. The Seven of Wands is about being uniquely, authentically yourself, right? Even in the face of adversity, even in the face of being challenged by other people. If other people don't like that, that's too bad, that's on them. Now, the interesting thing is that is literally the message of the 5th house. Like I said before, Mars moves in there, then Mercury, and then the Sun. So we have Scorpio season at the end of the month and into November. So this is going to help you to be uniquely yourself. The 5th house is the house of the ego, but it's also the house of what is uniquely you and what separates you from others, what separates you from the crowd. So the 11th house, 5th house axis is all about fitting in, what we do to fit in, what we do to belong, and then what we do to step out of the crowd and be seen for who we are. So this is what the Seven of Wands is telling you, is talking about stepping out from the crowd, embracing your unique energy, which is hard for a Cancer, right? It is hard to step out and feel safe. It's easier to hide behind your exterior, hide behind your shell, but you're being called to and asked to be vulnerable. This is a vulnerable space to be in, to express your truth and to trust that you will receive back what you are putting out. And so you will see in the environment little snippets of it coming back to you, and hopefully that will encourage you and give you hope, the star, to do more of it. We have the 9 of Coins. So this is about building success, building a life for yourself. The Devil on the bottom of the deck is a reminder to look at where you are feeling stuck. Look at the aspects of yourself that are keeping you stuck. Now, with the 4th house activation, this is going to be underlying limiting beliefs, underlying core perspectives, possibly that come from childhood, that come from society, that come from your upbringing, that are really ingrained, very consistent in your life, okay? These are things that can be uplifted, or things that may be keeping you or holding you back. The 9 of Coins is all about stepping out and being completely independent, stepping away from the crowd, away from fitting in. This is what's being asked of you, Cancer. So this month, really looking at what you do or how you reject yourself, or how you limit yourself, how you keep yourself small in order to fit in order to be accepted, in order to be included, because that's not going to work for you anymore, Cancer. It's time to step out of the crowd and be uniquely yourself. I think with these eclipses as well that you won't have a choice. The eclipses are like wild cards. They're like a realignment from the fate, their destiny. And so they will step in and they will readjust you and readjust your path in any way that you have been like keeping yourself small, dimming your own light. Now we have the environment is reflecting back to you forgiveness. So this to me feels like with the rose quartz is this loving energy. So how loving and how accepting you are of yourself and of other people will be reflected back to you. Okay, if you're really harsh, if your environment feels really harsh, it's because you're being really harsh. Maybe you're being really harsh on yourself, or maybe you're being really harsh on other people. I feel like that with the Devil, maybe this could be some sort of toxic pattern, some sort of toxic habit that could be coming up for you. And if you are experiencing that the answer is forgiveness. The answer is to soften. And most often it is ourselves that we must forgive, ourselves for letting these things happen, ourselves for being hurtful towards ourselves. So if you're feeling harshness, look for forgiveness. Seek out forgiveness within yourself. Okay? And the same is true on the other side as well. You may experience a lot of forgiveness. You may even have people come to you and offer you forgiveness, or you may offer forgiveness and have it received at this month, and feel the ease of that resistance as you do so. Now I'm going to pull 2 surrender cards this month because of the eclipses. There'll be extra things to surrender this month. So we've got surrender low self-esteem and surrender fear. This surrendering fear is coming out a lot. I think that there is fear whenever there is a lot of change in the air. So there's a lot of change coming out and it is scary. So we are having to be aware of, we're all having to be conscious of when fear is coming up. So let go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself, the devil. Stay in the moment and focus on solutions and celebrate every baby step forward. I really like that for you, especially with the Star and the 3 of Wands. They are baby steps, okay? It's not one big grand thing that's going to collide with you this month. It's baby steps. You're being guided to the next logical step and the next logical step and the next logical step. And so each time you reach one of those, celebrate that. And there may be a little bit more fear that comes up, a little bit of fear that comes up for the next step and the next step. And this is about pushing yourself through it, because the devil, right, if you've got this overwhelming fear or this underlying fear, it really holds you back from experiencing life to the fullest. Fear can be of benefit, it's a protective mechanism, and it can be beneficial if we are actually in danger, if we're actually in a dangerous situation. Fear can be it can be self-preservation. But if your situation is simply one of evolution, of expansion, of evolving and changing, then fear may be crippling that. So that's something to be mindful of this month, something to be aware of, just keeping it in check, looking at whether your fear is valid and whether your fear is beneficial or whether it is crippling you. Now, surrender low self-esteem. You deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. Now, that's going to come up for you, particularly with that 5th house activation, when you are looking at what you do to keep yourself small so that you fit in. That is really a very strong indicator of low self-esteem. Okay, so we're trying to foster and cultivate confidence this month, Cancer. We're trying to step into your truth, step into a confident alignment with your authentic self. So looking at and working with your self-esteem this month will be really beneficial and help you moving forward into the future. And don't be afraid to slow down, as this is when you can make real inner changes. Yeah, so big things are happening. The eclipses will be bringing sudden dramatic events, but you don't have to move that quickly. You can slow it down. You can take your time. You can sit with it. You can work through it. Okay, with the 4th house activation, you using your emotional guidance system is your most valuable tool during this time, really feeling into the emotions. And if you're feeling fear, if you're feeling anxiety, if you're feeling stress, possibly the energy is just moving too quickly for you. And so you can slow it down. You can take that time, especially if you have things to work through, if you have fears to work through, and if you have low self-esteem or you got self-esteem issues or lack of confidence coming up for you. If you feel like it would benefit you to move more slowly, then definitely do that. Just be a little bit aware of, are you moving more slowly to give yourself that time and space to make the real inner change, which does take time and it does take space, or are you resisting and avoiding that work, resisting and avoiding the next step and the next step and the next step? Okay, so it's just a little bit of conscious awareness, just putting a little bit of conscious energy around it and a little bit of tuning into your emotions, which you're so good at, Cancer, really feeling into the emotions, trusting your emotional guidance system, and following that down this path. So there's a few things that you need to look out for this month. But overall, there's a lot of success coming in and a lot of really positive change for you, Cancer. So that is your reading for this month. Thank you for being here with me. I appreciate your time. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. That really helps me as well. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. Take care.